Hi, good day. You are welcome to another interesting episode of the Startup Growth Program. Strictly brought to you by Startup Launch Code, a growth focused startup marketing agency in Nigeria, where we are focused at helping startup irrespective of the stage that you are in your startup journey. So startup launch code comes up with the startup growth program every 2 weeks, where we discuss interesting topics as it relates to startup growth and everything you need to know as a founder, co-founder, as the case may be. So today I will be looking at another interesting topic, and that will be customer loyalty and retention. So we'll be discussing everything you need to know about customer loyalty and retention as it relates to growing a profitable and sustainable startup. A brief introduction about myself. My name is Daud Kennedy, a growth specialist with Startup Launch Code. So I will be your anchor for this particular session. So what are the things we'll be looking at through the course of this session? We'll be looking at a brief introduction to the topic of this course. Then we'll also be looking at what exactly is customer loyalty, as well as customer retention, why it is important to work on customer retention, five customer retention strategy that brands have used and have proven to work over time. After that, we'll also be looking at why is it important to have loyal customer, and what are the ways you can actually increase customer loyalty and retention for your startup. So sit back, relax, get pen and a paper so you can actually jot things down, and yeah, let's have a an interesting session. So customer loyalty and customer retention. So as an individual, there are times where there are particular products that you can't just do without. Not that this product doesn't have competitors, but because this product or service has solved your problem over time, you have that you can't even think of letting go to such a product and using other competitors. So once you find yourself being able to consistently use a particular product for a long duration of time, you can see that that particular product has done a lot of work in trying to retain you to become a continuous user of the product. So that's just a brief introduction of what we are trying to discuss. So yeah, you can see there are so many things that entails when it comes to customer loyalty and customer retention. We'll be discussing everything that works together for startups to actually have to retain a customer and actually win the loyalty of such customer. So let's get into what exactly is customer loyalty. Now, from this simple definition, it says customer loyalty is an ongoing positive relationship between a customer and a business. You can see that few words are highlighted in this definition. You can see I highlighted the word ongoing positive relationship between customer and a business. So for you to have a loyal customer, it simply means you must have built a positive relationship between your brand and your customer. Simply means this customer has really trust you to the extent that they can't go somewhere else. So it's just like you going into a relationship with let's say with the opposite sex. Now if you don't have a positive impact on that opposite sex, you might not what be able to build a good relationship. So because you built a positive relationship with your customer, they tend to what to stick with you and become a loyal customer. So without that positive relationship, you can't build a loyal customer. So that is what customer loyalty means. So it simply means you've built a long-term positive relationship with your customer to the extent that your customer is not ready to let go of your product or service. one thing customer loyalty does is that it drives what we call repeated purchase. Simply means the customer is always willing to come back to use your product, is always willing to use your product, your service anytime, irrespective of the competitors coming into the market. So once you are able to build a positive relationship with your customer, you are going to win over that customer to the extent that the customer is always coming back to use your product over time. Like I said during the introduction, there are some certain products that you can't just let go. You've used them, you've trusted them over the years, that no matter how a competitor comes pitching to you, you can't just let go, because if over time built that positive relationship with you, and you've become so loyal to them that you can't let go of the relationship between you and that particular brand or product. Now that we understand what customer loyalty is, what is now customer retention? There are two different things, but one leads to the other, but we'll be looking at that as the process, as the session goes on. So what is customer retention? You can see this is a perfect illustration. So customer retention is, let's say this is a customer and this is your brand over here, so you are trying as much as possible not to let go of this customer. So that's just a pictorial representation of what a customer retention is. So customer retention refers to the rate at which customers stay with a business in a given period of time. So when you're talking about customer retention, it's just a rate at which you are able to hold on to a customer over a period of time. Just like my illustration shows, you can see that this and which represent the brand is try as much as possible to keep hold of this customer for as long as it could. So when the rate at which you are able to hold on to your customer to continue to patronize your business is known as what it calls customer retention. Remember I said customer loyalty and customer retention are two different things, but you can't actually get a customer to be loyal to you if you don't try as much as possible to retain that customer. So that means you need to do everything within your power to ensure that this customer continues to stay with you over a long period of time. As the duration the customer stay with you elongates, that is when you cannot start building loyalty from such a customer. So without retention, you can't have customer loyalty. So you need to work on where you can retain your customers so that those customers can remain loyal to you and your business and products. So why is it important to focus? Why is customer retention important to businesses to start up and for your product? Yeah. Now, number one is low cost compared to customer acquisition. Yes. When it comes to customer acquisition is quite more expensive as regards to customer retention. So you spend times four of whatever you want to spend on customer acquisition and than retention. So it is always a good idea to try as much as possible not to lose a customer once you've acquired them, because it costs you more. It costs you more to actually acquire a customer than to retain a customer. So you need to try as much as possible to ensure that you retain as many customers as you want, so that you can reduce your customer acquisition cost. Now number two is that it also leads to increased average order value. So increased average order value is the average product that a customer orders over a period of time. So let's say you have one customer that you've retained. You can see that if this customer continues to order from me, let's say makes an order of, let's say, two products twice in a month, you can see that if you accumulate this over a year, that is going to give you a very a very good income, compared to where you get a customer to get order from you once and the customer churn. So once you are able to retain your customer, it helps you to increase the average order value of such a customer, because the customer is always coming back to order and you are not spending more on acquisition. Now that means you've gotten your acquisition, you are retaining, and this one acquisition cost is giving you a repeated purchase. For example, you spend, let's say, 500 naira to acquire a customer, but this customer is making a repeated purchase on your platform to the extent that you are able to recover your acquisition spending, as well as making more profit from that same one customer, as compared to when you have one customer who you've what acquire for 500, the customer make one purchase and the customer does not come back. You can see that if you are not able to retain your customer, you'll be spending so much on customer acquisition, and at the end of the day your average order value will also be what will be low, because you are not able to retain such a customer. So customer retention helps you to increase your average order value per customer. Another reason why you should focus or work on your customer retention is that it helps you to increase profit. Just like the illustration I just made, you have a customer, if you spend, let's say, 5 naira to acquire, but this customer is, you've be able to retain this customer for a very long period of time, that this customer has made a repeated purchase, and first you've be able to what to get back your acquisition cost, and you've also been able to make profit out of the customer, because this customer keeps coming back to use your product, to buy your product, and to what to request for your service. So being able to retain your customer help you to what to increase your profit and reduce your customer acquisition cost. Now the last point why you need to what to work on customer retention is these customers can become a brand ambassador. Remember I said you can't have loyal customer if you don't retain customer. So because you are able to retain customer, because these customer are loyal to you, they become a brand ambassador. They are able to what to talk about you willingly to their friends, to their family. They are always willing to what to talk about your product, how it solves their problem, because you've done a great job in retaining that customer and getting them to the point that they become a loyal customer and a willing brand ambassador for your brand and for your business. So you shouldn't joke with customer retention, as you've seen that it is of great importance for you as a business to try as much as possible to retain your customers. So what are those 5 customer retention strategies that have proven to work over time? Number 1, improve user onboarding. Yes, it is very, very important for you to ensure that your user have a seamless onboarding process. Yes, if your product is complicated at the first instance, your customer is going to churn. Yes, you need to try as much as possible to make your onboarding process as simple and seamless as it can be, so that you can get your customer to get the value from your product from the get-go. Number 2, you also need to be a listening brand. Now, use customer or client feedback to find weakness and constantly improve. There is no 100% perfect product, but once you are able to constantly seek customer feedback, improve on what their complaints are, and give them the best possible experience, your customers will be willing to be retained, and you can get loyal customers out of that. Number 3, use subscription to keep customers coming back. Yes, you can use a subscription model to keep customer coming back. Simply means once they subscribe and they exhaust that subscription, they are willing to subscribe again, so that you don't lose those customers. One thing you need to do when you are using the subscription model is that you ensure that your customer gets value for their money. Don't just put an amount on your product and users are not getting value. Ensure that they get maximum value from your product, so that they are always willing to subscribe and unsubscribe for your product every time. Number 3, use automated emails to encourage inactive users to take action. Yes, you can't go wrong with personalization and automation. So I'll be taking 4 and 5 together. So you need to set up automatic emails to help you nudge inactive users. There are times where users are bombarded with different products with different ads that they forget to use the product. But if you have automated emails that goes out to users that dear XYZ, you say that you've not logged into your app, kindly do XYZ to get XYZ. So it helps them to have this conscious attitude about your product. Once they know, oh, if I don't open my app, let's say in 24 hours, I get a message, there's this consciousness that, oh, I need to go back to my app today. So that way you are able to constantly get users to use your product, and they can be retained for your product. Then number 5, create a personalized customer loyalty program. Yes, you can never go wrong with customer loyalty program. Customer loyalty program simply means, because this customer has stayed with you for a duration of time, you are willing to like give them incentives. Probably you can give them a coupon, you can give them discount on their next subscription, you can give them like whatever you feel is valuable to that customer on your product. It is not compulsory to be monetary incentives. It can be something like whatever that you feel is value to your product. Let's say for example you run an e-commerce platform, for example, and you have customers who have made consistent purchase on your platform. Probably they've made a purchase up to a certain amount. Because you want to encourage them to do, you can say, okay, you'll be giving them free shipping to on their next purchase, or you are giving them 30% discount on their next purchase. So that would be like, oh yes, these guys are really looking out for me. So create a personalized customer loyalty program based on what user has done on your platform, and you see them being retained on your platform and eventually becoming a loyal customer to your brand. So how to increase customer loyalty and retention? So it's very important for us to know how to increase our customer loyalty and retention, since we now understand what customer loyalty is, what customer retention is, the importance of having both for our startups and business. Number 1, reduce customer effort. Now when I talk about reducing customer effort, just like I said when I was talking about the onboarding process, when you're trying to um, make your product as easy and simple as possible. Don't make it to be too cumbersome for people to understand and get their way around your product. So it means you are designing a user experience that is simple to understand and navigate. You should understand that people don't like stressing their brain. People don't like something things that are complex. So make your product as easy as possible so that people can always come back to use your product. So make it as simple as possible. Number 2, yes, provide excellent customer service. Because excellent customer service positions your brand as a strategic partner, not a one-off problem solver. Yes, once you there are times where your customers or your users will have issue, and it would be a bad idea for them to um, look for ways to reach you and they are not is not forthcoming. So you need to have a good and excellent customer service where issues are resolved as soon as possible. Even if you can't resolve that issue immediately, you are able to let them know, oh, you are looking into your problem. Just give them the assurance that yes, there are humans behind this product. You serve their purpose. You empathize with them and let them know that yes, you are with them. So don't just push out your product and let people sort things themselves. Have an excellent customer service, and once you do that, even your customers will be an advocate of your product. There are times where, let's say, you have like a downtime, but because you'll be able to build your the kind of positive relationship between yourself and your customers, your customers will now be like, oh, I trust these guys, they are not like that, I'm sure they're having probably downtime, and your customer then become your advocate, they become your spokesperson even when you are not there, because they've experienced excellent customer service. So don't joke with customers. Excellent customer service if you really want to increase your customer retention and customer loyalty. Yes, create an emotional connection with your customer. There are so many ways you can actually create connections with your emotional connection with your customer. For example, you wake up on your birthday and the first message you see is from the one of the products you are currently using. That will actually feel special. You on a festive day you get, let's say, an email, SMS, or something on your special days or special occasion that makes you feel special. So when you there are so many ways you can create emotional connection. Now, once you are able to connect emotionally with your customer, they will always stay with you because they know, yes, these guys really care about me. So try as much as possible to look for a way to have this emotional connection with your customer so that they can always come back and become a loyal customer. Yes, start a loyalty program. Start a loyalty program. Yes, you can always build a loyalty program around your product. No matter how small it is, it gives your users some sense of belonging. It gives them the sense of being part of the product because they feel, oh, if I'm using products, I have something to gain. No matter how small it is, it helps them to actually want to come back and explore and gain one or two things from your product. So look for a way to build a customer loyalty around your program. I've just mentioned in one as an example for e-commerce. Let's say you also run an edutech platform. You are able to, like, okay, because this person has purchased XYZ course or has gone through this kind of course, you can give, let's say, an additional course to augment whatever course they've taken. So it gives them that sense of belonging that, yes, this product is actually after my progress. So make sure that you look for a way to build a loyalty program within your product. Yeah, so before we round up, let's just do a little recap of what we discussed today. So we talked about what customer loyalty are, and we said customer loyalty is about building an ongoing positive relationship with your customers. We also looked at what customer retention is, and it said it refers to the rate at which customer stays with your business over a period of time. We talked about why it is important to work on customer retention, as it helps you to lower your cost of acquisition, help you to increase average order value, increase your profit, and it also helps you build brand ambassador. We look at some 5 customer retention strategies that have worked over time. We talked about improving your onboarding process, seeking feedback to improve your product, using subscription to ensure that your customer keeps coming back, use automated and personalized messages to keep your customers in check, and also look for a way to create loyalty program. We also looked at where you can increase customer loyalty. We talked about reducing your customers effort, make your product as easy and seamless as possible, provide excellent customer service, create an emotional connection with your customer, and try as much as possible to build a loyalty program around your product. Yeah, so that will be all for this episode of the Startup Growth Program. If you find this interesting, you can share it with your friends and colleagues, and in case you have one or two burning questions, you can reach out to us on our social media. And we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn at Startup Launch Code. Then if you want us to like jump on a call to help you discuss how you can actually move your startup forward, you can schedule a free discovery session with us via you can see the link on our Twitter handle, where you can schedule a 15-minute free growth session with any of our growth specialists. Till we meet some other time, do have a lovely day. Keep building and keep winning. Cheers.